Can you tell us about Speech Genie and how it helps adults learn a new language?
Sure. Let's start with language learning. It's been assumed to be very difficult outside of exceptions like talented polyglots and Oppenheimer in his movie. With only 6 weeks of lead time, he's able to learn Dutch and then present a physics course or physics lecture in Dutch. Few of us can do that. To speak a language, our brain needs to recognize the sounds of that language and produce those sounds to speak it. In children, we hear and learn language, starting by babbling the sounds we hear. Patom theory claims that the hearing sense is linked to the speaking motor control, just as our sense of touch is linked to our motion skills. So what we hear helps us to babble, and what we babble, we hear so that we can connect up those two things. And when I move, I can feel the proprioception and touch control in my body in order to get feedback on what's just moved. And those types of capabilities are the things that help us as humans use our brain effectively. The point is that these associations need to be fast because the brain is slow. So direct links are needed, not tricks like, for example, I was taught if you want to remember right in French, right is spelt a little bit like droit and pronounced in French something like tu vas in I don't speak French. Language by manual translation is the wrong model because our brain is very slow. It's a skill to learn properly, and that's the trick. I've teamed up with my friend and colleague, Chris Lonsdale, to expand his existing brain-based language learning application for iOS and integrate it with my language system as part of an improved gamified application for most major platforms. There is much to exploit with the additional capabilities of conversational language understanding in the learning environment. Because pattern theory looks at a brain as a combinatorial pattern matching system, it combines well with an existing system that uses brain science or psycholinguistics to help adults learn a second language. At some point, the learner should interact in the new language, such as by ordering food in a restaurant or getting their banking details, and we can automate that. With the Speech Genie avatar, it's the ultimate stress-free practice. And what's Speech Genie? Speech Genie is the avatar that new learners will talk with. It will help keep the learner on track by giving access to the range of available tasks. Its role is to be like that of a language parent, meaning it's a helpful guide to monitor your language progress, monitor your language, and make helpful suggestions without judgment.